Hi, welcome to the channel Learning R is Fun. In the last video, we have seen how to generate numbers randomly and use them as fictitious data for our analysis. In this video, we will see how to import data from files available in our PC or from the internet as text file or Excel file or comma delimited file or delimited file with some other separator, etc. We can import data of various types starting with Excel, DBF, text, XML, JSON, etc. into R using various options provided either in basic R or through packages such as readr, readxl, Rio, etc. I have shown the screenshot of the documentation for readxl package. All packages come up with their documentation in standard format, which you can download from CRAN website or through a simple Google search. The document provides a description of the package and the functions defined in the package. Function arguments, suggested usage of functions, and examples with certain files are also indicated in this package. The primary function is read_Excel. However, the author suggests that if we know the extension of the Excel file, then it is better to use read_XLS, the older version of Excel, or read_XLSX functions. The arguments are explained in the documentation and we'll see some of them. Path is the location of the Excel file in the machine. Sheet can be specified using sheet name or number. Cell range to be read from the sheet can be specified in Excel format such as budget exclamation B2 colon G14, which means the sheet name is budget and the range is cell B2 to G14. Call underscore names argument specifies a logical value to indicate whether there exists a column name in the data to be imported. Call underscore types can be specified as a character vector consisting one string per column. The strings can be skip, guess, logical, numeric, date, text or list. The documentation explains all arguments in detail. In practice, for simple cases, you may not be required to specify many arguments, as we can see from the examples we will discuss in the RStudio. Before we go to RStudio, we have to download a file, which is the data file which we will be using in our session, and the site is this microtrends.net. I have already given the description below, and this is the database which we will be downloading. Actually, it's a data file, and now here we got the option to select the countries. I have selected India, and now I can say download historical data. Once I click, my download is already completed. It's a CSV file if you see. So we can close this, then open this file. Now it is opened in Excel. Now this file, you can see it's having date, deaths per thousand, basically this is deaths per thousand people, and annual percentage change. There are 3 columns and data is starting from row number 16, general metadata. And we have to save this file in the working directory of R. We can give different names. I have downloaded it 2-3 times. That's why this is coming up with this suffix. And now here the option is available for you to save it in different files, different formats. As it is CSV. We can store that as an Excel, as a simple text file, formatted text, space delimited, tab delimited. So all are available. So we can choose this in different forms and then we can experiment with R. Right now I'll cancel here. Now we'll go back to RStudio. Before we start importing, let us discuss these 2 important commands: get working directory and set working directory. This get working directory tells us presently which working directory we are using. And set working directory is a command where we can go and set a different directory. This can be done in different ways. So one is using this here, session, set working directory, choose directory. Okay. And here also we have got that facility in more. We can go set as working directory. First we can select a directory by clicking here. And picking up the directory. Afterwards, we can go here and then set that as a working directory. Now, we'll start with today's session from reading from clipboard, for which we wanted to take some input into the clipboard. So, jamesbond.xlsx, this is a file which I have kept in this folder. So, let me open that file. It's an Excel file. The original file is having lot many columns, but I have taken only a few columns and data just for illustrating how to import. Now, we will take this heading column, maybe 6 rows. We will copy it. Now, it's in the clipboard. Now, this file is no longer required. We will close it. We will go back to R. We will say read clipboard to A. Now this 1 indicates format text in the machine's locale. That is, the data which we are importing may be from any place, and the characters which are used and the language and many other features have to be adjusted to the our machine's locale. That is why we do this. We give 1 here. Now we got clipboard content into A. It is a character vector. 7 elements are there. Each element is having the first row, second row, third row, and like that. So we can have a look at it. So we'll see. The first row contains the headers, column headers basically, title, year, bond actor and director. From second row onwards, second element onwards, we get the observations. Here we see the columns have been concatenated with tab separation. Then we have to use R to remove this and then put them into respective columns. Next we will do read CSV. Read.csv function basically takes the file as the input. That file should have been comma separated values. In Excel, there is a facility for storing or saving the file in comma separated values type of file, and that file can be now used. So I have got an example. There is another utility which I want to introduce here, that is file.choose function. This opens up the Explorer, opened up, and that Explorer gives you facility to look at your file. This is a comma separated file, and that file I will select. It's a India population data for about 50 years. We'll open. Now F has got this input. This F has to be fed into this read.csv. This object is now file. Skip is 15. We'll have a look at this data, comma separated values. We see here up to 15 rows, there is some sort of metadata about this particular database, and now we have got columns, headers at row number 16. So in Excel, this is how it is available. So we need not import from 1 to 15 rows. So remaining rows only are relevant for us. So accordingly, what we have done here is, in R, we are using skip is 15. Header is true because we could see column headers there. And this we have to assign to B. We'll do this. The object B contains the data now. And let us look at first 5 rows of this object B. We are seeing the column header as well as 5 rows of data. Call names and names both are giving the names of the columns. So you can see these two commands. giving identical output. And structure of B tells us the data imported is what? It is imported as a data frame, 151 observations, 3 variables. And there are 3 columns, and these are shown as dollar operator, date, dollar operator, deaths per 1000 people, etc. Now, we can give different names to these 3. So, we have given date, dates per 1000 and year on year percentage change. These are the names. We will concatenate them and give it to names B. So, now we can have a look at the header. Then column headers have changed as per our requirement. Our next assignment is to choose a file which is tab separated values. Basically, Excel stores the text file as a tab separated values. So, that .txt file can be renamed as .tsv also, and if you are using read tsv function, then we may have to use that file. But now we will use read.delim function, in which the delimiter will specify as tab. First we will have to choose the file. So, this Excel file will close. Now we will choose the file again. The file is in the desktop. Here, it's a text file, right? So, this is the text file. Open. Now, F contains the text file in which delimiter is tab. Header is true, skip is 15. It is the same file. So, we will go ahead and execute this statement. Now, we will have a look at the header. Header has come as expected. Names, like in the past. String structure, we get the same structure. 151 observations, 3 variables and data frame. Now, we will move on. We will read a table. The values in the table or the table structure itself will give inside the function. So, read.table, header is true, that is A and B, these are the column headers, and the data is 1, 3, 5 for the first column, 2, 4, 6 for the second column, and then we will close this parenthesis and let us execute this statement. So, R has read this table. Next, we will do the same thing, but without the header. So, we will not have A and B. So, we will read this. This time, R has introduced 2 variable names. That is the column headers. It has given V1 and V2. This is the default behavior of R. And row names, it gives 1, 2, 3 unless we specify different row name. Now, what we will do? We will select a table.txt file. We got this file. So, now F is the table. Let us use the read table with the header. We got this name, age, ABCD, 15, 12, 20, 17. This is the data available in the table file. We can have a look at that also. When we click, we will get a notepad showing name, age and 2 columns of data. Now, let us see how this data has come in. So, what we will do? We will use this same command and we will assign the value to, say, my table. Okay. So, it has come in this form. We will ask what is the structure of this my table. It is a data frame. So, read.table also reads the data in data frame and it gives the header, the column names, and then the data is also taken in individual data types. In the first case, it is a character data type. The second case, it is integer data type. Basically, these data types we have not specified. In the importing process, R has understood and accordingly it has given these data types. Now we'll move on. I will introduce a read Excel package. We have seen in the slide, we will use read underscore Excel function and James Bond XLS is the file. So first we will include the library into the memory and then we will take the data. James Bond XLSX is not there in this working directory. This has been moved. So now we got the James Bond file here and let us set this as the working directory. Set as working directory. Now if you use the command data is this, there is no error this time. We use the structure of the data to find out how the data has been read. Read underscore Excel is a function of package read Excel, and this function gives the output in the form of a table. What is a table? At present, if you understand, table is a better form of data frame. That is sufficient. Now we observed that there are column headers and the column types are also mentioned and some sample data is given and it's a table. So this is how read Excel reads it. And while printing, a table prints better. You can see print data. Here while printing it says what is the character type, or it's a double, it's a character, etc. which you will not find in the case of a printing of a data frame. We have seen base or packages for importing, as well as we have seen how to use a function which is part of a package for importing. RStudio also gives a cool utility which is here, import dataset. Here there are 5 options. You can read from Stata. So if you click here, then R throws up a dialog box where it says library is Heaven, dataset is read underscore Stata. This is the function which is available in Heaven package. And once you choose the file, dataset will be populated with that data and you can view it. So this is the template straight away RStudio has provided to you. So what all you have to do is you have to select the file, browse and select the file, you get a data preview, then you can use this menu options. Accordingly the command will be changed and then go ahead and do import. Now suppose we want a simple base file, that is text. In this case we select this and we select the file. We want to select a text file, let's say this is a text document. We select this. Then R is able to read, RStudio is showing you this file. It is giving you some options for selecting. You can give the name also. And then after giving the names, you can go ahead and import. So basically after having imported that data, we can do some jugglery as usual. In this case, I have got a command written here, indiapop.pop1. That is the file which will be importing, let us say a text file. And I want to skip this 1 to 15 rows. So I say minus concatenation 1 to 15. And then all columns I want, that's why I have put comma. And this is the index for this file. And that again I am storing in india.pop1. Again in row names, I am taking the first column as the row name. First column is the date column. So the date column will become the row names. And then names india.pop1. Here what we do, we are changing the names originally available to set of new names. And then what I am doing here, I am taking only second and third column, all rows. So let's execute these commands. Before that we have to have india.pop1. So we'll go ahead, import dataset. From this we'll select a text file, open. Here we'll write this as india.pop1. So this is the file we'll be importing. So India pop1 has come. Now we'll execute the commands. First command is this. 1 to 15 rows we don't want. We have seen these are basically some metadata, and we'll be skipping 1 to 15. That means from this line only we'll get the data. So India pop1 has come now, and if you look at India pop1, we don't have any column headers. Therefore column headers have been created by R. And then we'll give a row name. In this case, India pop1 had in the first column the dates. Now that first column only I will take them as my row names. Row.names India pop1, India.pop1, all rows and first column. This is the names which we select to give to row names of India pop1. So we'll execute this. Now we can have a look at this again. So we got the row names here. In the data also we got the row names. So we have to eliminate this. That means we want only second column and third column. What we'll do? First we'll change the names here. So after changing the names and after picking up only second and third column, now let us have a look at that India pop1. We got the row names as one of the columns, and other two columns are shown with the nomenclature which we have given. So that is how you manipulate the data which you have imported either through RStudio or through the base R. It is time to round up this session. In this video, we have seen how to read data from clipboard, CSV, TSV files using appropriate functions either from base R or from package, directly using R commands or using RStudio menus. In the next video, we will discuss how to understand the dataset using simple statistical functions as a first step before venturing further into the data science world. If you are not friendly with statistics, I assure you after our next session, it will be definitely not intimidating but even enticing. So see you in the next video, and thanks for watching. Till then, bye from me.